Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Gemini in mid-February 2020. What's going on, Gemini? How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Gemini, it's come and gone. How was that Valentine's Day? Hopefully you had a wonderful day if you were out celebrating, if you were with a loved one, friends, family, whatever it was. If you had a crummy day, I hope you've had a better day since then. Anyway, guys, welcome to mid-February. I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box as always if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to book a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order, feel free to email me at the same address and I'll answer you as soon as I can. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do to show your support for the channel and the work that I do here. In case you're not able to purchase a reading, no interest in purchasing a reading, or if you're not able to make a donation through the PayPal link either. Anything else? Oh yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather, trying to get over a cold. So if I have to pause the video to take care of my sinuses, or if I end up coughing a little bit, please forgive me. That stuff is really gross. But, you know, it can't be helped. I am a human being. I do have an immune system. Sometimes it's compromised. All right, let's get into it. Please show me Gemini's outcome for mid-February 2020. Mid-February 2020 outcome for Gemini. Please show me. A little choppy. Deck is a little choppy. And it was when I did your spread too, but I wasn't sure if it was totally me, if it was just the deck, but I think it might be your energy. We'll see. Or the energy that's coming in for you, rather. But we'll see, Gemini. We'll see. All right. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And let's go ahead and flip what came face down. And we shall begin. I mean, once I straighten this out and I asked my guides again for a little bit of help, that's when we'll begin, technically. Please show me where Gemini is in mid-February. Where is Gemini in mid-February? Please show me. Okay, thank you. Pretty quick. I like that. That was good. All right, Gemini, coming into mid-February 2020, you come in with the Ace of Pentacles. Fresh new starts, maybe with some cash in hand or cash coming in. It is tax season here in the States, so some of you may have filed at the end of January, and you might be due a little deposit into your bank account this time in February. So, regardless, I feel as though, excuse me, not regardless, but outside of money, outside of, you know, resources or tangible things coming into you, or, you know, you finally possibly making a big purchase or being in position to make a big purchase, I'm more drawn to the solidarity, the structure, the finite element, or the finite quality, dependability of the Ace of Pentacles. Now, that is more to do with the quality of Pentacles in general. The Ace is sort of giving me this, like some of you, yeah, there's something about, it's like really strong, it's very firm, it's very dependable, it's such a large offer or such a large gift or purchase or amount of money, opportunity, and pardon me, in terms of, could be a job offer, a sign-on bonus, something like that. It's substantial. We'll say that. It's substantial. And the caveat, Gemini, with this being an ace is that it's there, but it's not going to take care of itself. You know, aces are seeds. Aces are, you know, the baseline, the foundation, the opportunity to build upon and grow and grow and grow. It doesn't come in often I say it's a seed, right? So it doesn't come in as a fully blossomed bush or tree, right? it has to be grown. It grows over time, or it has the potential to grow into something larger. So as much as I'm saying, you know, a deposit into your account, a sign-on bonus, stuff like that, okay, well, you might get the money in terms of a refund from the government or whatever it may be. But if you spend it all in one day, was it really what you needed? Was it really what you wanted? Was it really as firm and finite and stable and supportive as I feel it could be? If it's a sign-on bonus, if it's, you know, some purchase, you know, just because you purchase a new car or you purchase a new home doesn't mean that, you know, within a few weeks or months, and I'm not trying to jinx you or anything, I'm just trying to keep it realistic for you. It's not to say that there won't be problems down the road, or it's not to say that, you know, somewhere in the paperwork with the sign-on bonus or whatever it is, you know, there are stipulations in order to maintain, or, you know, we have the right to withdraw this bonus from you, or maybe you, I don't know if companies still do this, but maybe some do. Like if you have a company car, you can't do this with it, you can't do that with it, whatever it is. So there are stipulations, there are assurances, or not assurances, consequences, I guess, if it's not properly taken care of, or if it's not used in the correct way. However, the size of this offer, the size or the amount of the money is substantial. It's impactful to your life. You can do something great with it, or you can do something not so great with it. It's always down to free will and choice, okay? So I feel in many of your cases, it is auspicious. It is very helpful. It's very much what the doctor ordered. It's very much the perfect thing that you need at this moment. In other of your cases, yeah, that's still true, but you might not deal well with money. You know what I mean? So there's the caution, because there's always a caution in tarot. Well, yeah, there's always cautions in tarot, in my experience at least. Pardon me. Like I said, I am getting over this cold, so my throat gets like dry, like super quick. So, now, what happens, or what else is going on? Okay, so your fortune might be someone else's misfortune, or this fortune, see, that's what I'm saying. There is a possibility that this upswing, thank you, this upswing for you in terms of your finances, or some type of very lucrative opportunity coming towards you, it could be standing in place of something. But which one, please show me clearly. Okay, thank you. So something about this Ace of Pentacles, it either gives someone or presents this energy, presents this this scenario or scene to us, or it is a reaction to. That's kind of unclear, but I guess it makes sense. It's your life, right? And if it doesn't make sense, you know, keep in mind it's a general. I could be saying Gemini, 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 but I could be talking to a cross watcher, or, you know, someone else in your life who this pertains to more directly. But either this is going on previous to the arrival of the Ace of Pentacles, or it happens after the did I say Five of Pentacles? Ace of Pentacles, I'm sorry. It either happens before the Ace of Pentacles arrives or after the Ace of Pentacles arrives. Either way, you see someone who's kind of distraught, kind of in despair, kind of, you know, mourning or grieving over a particular loss of something emotionally important to them. You've got the 3 cups spilled out in front of the guy, and then you've got the 2 cups behind him. And often what, you know, you'll hear tarot readers say is, oh, crying over spilled milk, not realizing there's a silver lining here. And that kind of is at play a little bit. Like, I don't feel that as much as this person might be suffering or bemoaning their situation, bemoaning what's happening, and it's all to do with this Ace of Pentacles. So either, you know, after it arrives or before it arrives, someone is in some emotional despair. And I'm not sure, it's not complex. It feels very thick. It feels very like if I'm honest, it feels like a thick milkshake. Like, milkshakes are supposed to be enjoyable, but when they're too thick and you can't suck it up through the straw, like, this is not a treat. This is an exercise. I'm gonna bust a brain. I'm gonna bust my brain open, or a blood vessel trying to suck this milkshake up through the straw. But there's something here about that where it's like someone feels unfortunate, feels dismayed, feels disappointed, feels depressed or rejected or something like that. And all they can think of is, oh, what have I lost? What have I lost? What have I lost? With those 3 cups in the foreground, not realizing there's still 2 cups behind. There's still something salvageable here. Could just be worry, because for those where this happened before the Ace of Pentacles, and maybe that's why I had to give a warning about spending habits, is maybe some of you were in a financial pinch, in a serious debt. Maybe you were on the brink of foreclosure, or maybe you were on the brink of losing, your business, or having to give up school, or whatever it is. Now some money comes to you, some relief comes to you, or the potential of it, and that could be good. That could be a saving grace with the 2 cups behind. However, like I said, I did have this warning of, as much as it's exactly, it is solid. The money is yours. The loan is yours. The debt is you're saved from foreclosure, right? That is true. But what do you do going forward? Can you continue with that good momentum? Can you take that seed and care for it and nurture it until it grows into a beautiful plant or a beautiful tree? It's like, just to get handed the money or sign on the dotted line for the sign-on bonus or the loan or whatever it is, you have to fulfill your end of the bargain. In terms of loans, you have to repay those debts. In terms of loans, you have to meet the minimum payment. In terms of, like I said, with the sign-on bonus or agreeing to use the company car or, whatever perks you're given at your job. You just can't go willy-nilly going on a road trip with a company car. The company car is for company purposes. So if you drive it either off working hours when you're not supposed to be, doing anything related to the business, and then you get into an accident, and then that's reported back to the powers that be, you're on the hook for the damage that was done to the car, and or you may lose your job or lose the perk or whatever it is. So there has to be some, thank you, we finally got here. I always talk in circles, and then they give me a simple word: responsibility. If you're given the opportunity, the seedling, the chance to make something grow, you have to be responsible and care for the thing. Another simple way to put it, even though I don't think that's the story, it would be the same way of your kids are begging you for a pet. I want a dog, I want a cat, I want a bird, I want a cockatoo, whatever. I want a lizard, whatever the kid wants. And the kid is, like below the age of 10. And that's like that tricky age where, okay, I do want to teach my kids responsibility and how to take care of something, and, it will be a good life lesson. However, if the kid doesn't clean up after the dog, doesn't clean the cage for the hamster, I, as the adult, will have to do it. So it's like this, I will give you this gift of little Fido, but the moment it starts pooping in my shoes, there's going to be hell to pay. So that's what's going on here. So the money, the little pet, whatever comes into your life, this 5 of Cups can exist before and after the arrival of the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is not a cure-all. The money is not all that's necessary. You get the loan, maybe you were going to school and you always got scholarships or grants, and this was my story a little bit, and then like your final year or your final semester, you need a loan. Now, that's you signing up and saying, I agree to repay this money at some point. Now, if you take the loan and don't graduate, you still got to pay the money back. If you take the loan and graduate, you get a low paying job, or you don't find, a job that, can give you a salary enough to make the minimum payments, that's going to be a struggle. 1 second, I do have to clear my nose. I will be right back. All right, it's like I never left. The other side of this that I'm getting, Gemini, is this ace doesn't have to be about a tangible item or money. It doesn't have to be a big purchase or a gift. I do get the sense that there could be this just being an opportunity to come forward, because I'm getting someone is sorry with the Five of Cups. Like, this posture is a little bit of a please forgive me, begging, pleading, don't do this, or, you know, let me make it up to you. So there could be someone wishing for a second chance, and that chance comes, but even after the chance comes, to reconcile, to clear the air, it could be, I need to repay a personal debt. It doesn't have to be you owe Citibank or Bank of America or whatever it is. It could be you owe your grandfather, or you owe your brother, your sister, right? So it could be you trying to, or someone trying to, you know, whatever way it goes, it's general. It could be someone trying to make amends with another person, and the opportunity is given, but the opportunity is, I don't want to say it's fleeting. It's just a matter of, if there was mismanagement before, at a previous time, this person or the situation or whatever it is was proven to not be great. Let's say great. It's not a complete mess up, because only 3 of the 5 cups have been spilled, right? So it's not a total wash, but that's not great. Oh God, here I go about to do math again. That's I'm so bad at math. I apologize. 2/5? What is that? I don't freaking know. That's 40%, right? Yeah, 40%. There you go. So a 40% success rate out of a possible 100 success, and 100 is probably impossible. So let's say 80 to 90 would be very successful, right? That's not a great track record. So for whoever it is who might need forgiveness, or they're trying to make amends, or they're wanting a second chance, there is this track record, this history that proves this person kind of squandered the opportunity before, or they weren't a great performer before. So why invest again with the same person or circumstance? Yeah, I don't know why I have to keep going about this. You know, it's coming. I feel the opportunity will happen, or the money will appear, but there's a chance that someone's going to screw it up. No offense if it's you. I'm just calling it like I see it, and that's what I see. Somebody could screw this up. So what else happens, please? Okay. So forgiveness, yes. Yeah. That's on the nose, and it's like such the imagery. Yeah, okay. So beneath the Ace of Pentacles is the Hierophant. Major Arcana for Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. So someone gives forgiveness. Somebody absolves you, or you absolve someone of their sins. I mean, it's kind of on the nose with the imagery, right? This religious figure looking like a pope or a bishop or whatever it is. I'm not religious, so don't be offended if I'm like, you know, stepping on the toes of your faith. But as much as I'm getting the, and I don't usually get that, but he's in a posture, and, you know, he looks so regal and so official that I feel like there's like a ceremonial, you know, and I bless you, my child, you know, kind of thing. So there's this element of forgiveness being offered, but the other thing that exists with the Hierophant is high expectation. Yeah, there is this energy that exists in the Hierophant that rules and regulations are to be followed. Hierophant is associated with bodies of power such as churches, religions, schools, governments, etc., 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 right? And or even just corporations, you know, like I said, you might be awarded a sign-on bonus, be given a travel, like an account for travel expenses or something like that, or like they used to do back in the day. I keep going to company car. I'm not older, but I'm old enough to remember when people gave, you know, you company cars, and you could, you know, you use it for business purposes. The Hierophant is that body of power, or is that person who's in charge of that, who will allow you to have access to that. Here's the company card. Here's the company car. Here are the keys. Here's your parking spot. Do us a good job out there. Make us some good money. You know, do well, knowing that you're in the employ and you are a representative of this brand. Now, if it comes back to the Hierophant at any point that whoever is given these perks given this money, given this opportunity, and that person doesn't perform, the Hierophant will have none of it. The Hierophant is often, well, I shouldn't say often, sometimes a very hard character to please. Character as in, you know, the quality, the energy of it. It provides sort of, it lays the foundation, it lays the groundwork. Like I said, do it and knowing that you're in service of the company, that you're representing the brand. So any big old corporation, I'm just going to pick a huge one that everybody recognizes. I don't have any bones about it. But let's say Disney. Disney owns a lot of shit. Okay, it's a global brand. It's recognized in every continent, right? So when you have actors, and this has happened, I'm pretty sure you could go Google something about Disney and it would come up. If an actor, a writer, a director who's working for the studio, if they get into a little bit of a hoopla, if they get into a little bit of a drama, if they show signs of some type of despair or not being able to perform to the stipulations or the expectations of what the Hierophant, aka Disney, would expect, Disney says, oh, you're fired. Or, you know, they wouldn't say it like that. They would just say, oh, we're no longer going forward with this project. We recognize this person's talents and we wish them all the best of luck. AKA this person is fired because we Disney, it has this grand power to either accept you as a part of the family, accept you as part of the fold, find you acceptable to the brand and all of the, you know, sort of ideals that company holds for itself. You're either a part of that plan or you're not. And that's it. So very simply, Gemini, either you are a part of Disney and you're calling those shots, or you're out here wanting to be offered the opportunity to prove yourself worthy or to prove yourself responsible enough, more to the point, responsible enough to make the cut, so to speak, or to continue in the employ, or to be allowed to take the chance, take the money, take the opportunity to make it work. Now, Hierophant, anything else? Excuse me. Oh, on the nose, this could be a marriage, because I did say that about, in some cases, this isn't about money or opportunities in terms of business. This could be about a marriage, because that's the other thing about the Hierophant. Talks about fidelity, talks about loyalty, talks about deep commitment, whether it's actual, you know, matrimonial ceremonies or long-term commitments, or, you know, we started dating a month ago, but I'm very serious about my commitments. And so, you know, it could be something like that. Could be that. Could be someone is very serious about commitment in a relationship. I want to be married, or this marriage means XYZ to me. And the other partner is just like, oh, baby, please, baby, please forgive me, please. I don't want to lose you. And I'm using a man's voice only to be facetious. Women can be like, oh, please, baby, please. Okay, so it doesn't, you know, there's no bias against men here. But there could be an element here of someone not being able to perform well in a relationship. Some, you know, a lot of people, let me tell you, I mean, we've all been there. Well, most of us have been there. One person is like, let's do it. Gung ho, I'm into this. And the other person's like, I'm into, but I'm a little, and then there's a panic. Some people are commitment phobes, yeah? So this person might be begging for an opportunity to be in a relationship with you, or you with them, it doesn't really matter. Or they want a second chance in the relationship, they want to make it right. Whether there could be, just technically because of statistics, there could have been some type of cheating or stepping out of the relationship, or, you know, on again, off again, break up, make up kind of shit. Whatever the specifics are, it's really beyond the point. The point is, one person is like, I'm into this. I believe in the foundation of a commitment. I believe in the foundation of marriage. I want this type of loyalty and connection in my life. And I, like I was just saying about Disney, that's my brand. My brand is commitment. My brand is being in a loving and affectionate and tight-knit relationship with one other person. Maybe somebody over here is like, but what about that polyamory though? And this person is just like, get out of here. That's nonsense. I don't believe in that. Just a possibility. Now, the Hierophant is powerful. Either the individual is powerful in the sense of powerful in their principles, powerful in the sense of there are no bones to be made about it. It's very clear. There's no mistaking what Disney does. Disney doesn't produce horror flicks. They just don't. So when you go and see, the next installation of Saw or Friday the 13th, if they ever reboot that, which, they probably will. That's all we do is reboot things these days, yeah? You won't see, Disney Presents and, Tinkerbell flies over the castle. You're not going to see that. It's not their brand. Same thing with the person. Their brand is not open relationship. But somebody who might be into that is like, hey, I want to be with you. And they're like, I don't do open relationships. And they're like, okay, but I really want to be with you. Then you're going to have to give that up. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. Some people just are not into that. Either way you slice it, some people are just not into one-on-one commitment. Some people are just not into being open and dating multiple people. I don't think it's right personally, and as the reader, energetically, what I'm picking up on is I don't know that it would be the most feasible thing for either side to negotiate and try to compromise if the difference is that grand. If you are afraid of commitment, if you have issues with sticking with one person, and it doesn't even have to be about the person. That's the other thing, because I did say something about homes, right? Or big purchases. Your messages are coming in nice and clear. I like this. It could be about where are we going to start our lives together. Maybe one of you is a small town person. Maybe one of you is a big city person. I don't know that in the long run, it's the best for both people or one or the other person to get what they want. I love growing up in a small town. It's so cute. I love small communities and da-da-da. And the other person's like, I love a big city. There's so many options, so much culture, so much food. There's always something to do. I would go bored in a small town. And if one side were to acquiesce to the other, to give in to the other, I'm not sure that would be the best. Just a caution. And there it is. Come on. When I'm talking, I'm out here, I'm looking at that blank wall over there. Sometimes I'm looking at that plant. Then I look back down here. Here's the caution. Between two positions, or the two people that I'm feeling here, the Five of Cups person and the Hierophant, we've got the Ten of Wands. Burden. Burden, burden, burden. Carrying a heavy load and not doing it smartly. This person, I usually say that too. We don't ever really see the Ten of Wands depicted in artwork that has like cavemen. And even then, cavemen were smart. Often people are depicted as foolishly carrying these 10 wands, or stubbornly carrying them. If not foolishly, stubbornly carrying them in a way that's not feasible. Like, if you're going to put all those wands on your back, why aren't they strapped together? In other decks, the wands are in front of them, but they're not bundled together. Or, it's always a haphazard way of doing it. So there's this participation in something that is stressful, burdensome, difficult, that doesn't have to be participated in. Or there's a different approach. Either no participation at all, or the approach has to be different. So, again, going back to this whole thing about getting a second chance or getting an influx of money and not squandering it. Excuse me. There's this energy here, the Ten of Wands is indicating to me that there's a chance here to wrap this up. Wrap up previous burdens or previous ways, like I said, stubbornly or foolishly carrying these wands in a way that's more stress and strain than necessary, right? So if you were going back to school, if you're, whatever age, it doesn't matter, and you weren't the best student in terms of your social behaviors, like maybe you're a great student and you pass all your classes, but you like to sleep in, you like to stay up all night, you know, hopping around from frat house to frat house to frat house, right? And maybe you were put on probation, or maybe you were kicked out of school, or maybe, like I said, you lost your scholarships because of XYZ reasoning. Now that you have a loan that you are agreeing to a very clear, very concise body of power, a bank, a lending source, right? That says, you owe us this money on this date. Pay up or there will be problems. Like, they're kind of like the mob, but, you know, they have letterheads, and it's you know, it's a lot more acceptable in our culture. But in order to make sure you don't end up in this entity or this person's, you know, bad, on their bad list, naughty list, or whatever, on their bad side, thank you, that's how you're supposed to say it, on their bad side, you have to change certain behaviors. You have to let go of certain burdens, or you have to let go of this not so smart way of burdening yourself or carrying on in your life and getting the job done. So if you were at school previous, at some point in your life, Gemini, and, you know, you passed your classes or you failed your class, whatever your reason, don't repeat the shit you did before. Change it up. But I told you, I feel as though there is a stubborn or slightly foolish energy with this here. Going back to the more interpersonal connections between two partners or family members, whatever it is, the Hierophant can also be foolish. And I mean, in some cases, even if you think of like institutions that loan out money, some of them are foolish. Like, you know, I don't know who works, no offense to anybody who works at, you know, a bank or something, but I'm like, when I've heard over my years somebody got a loan, I was just like, that person got a loan? Why? They're not going to pay it back. But then that's how they make their money. So actually, maybe that's not foolish, whatever. But more to the point about, or excuse me, more going back to two individuals, right, in a relationship, commitment, whatever the specifics are. It might be foolish also for the Hierophant to take on this, give me a second chance, oh baby, baby, please, oh baby. You know, there is this potential that the Hierophant should know better, that the Hierophant is going to burden themselves by opening up that door one more time to somebody they know is kind of a commitment phobe, is kind of not on brand when it comes to loyalty and fidelity. So, what a clear and cut reading you've had. Your outcome, 9 of Wands. So, sticking in that fight, man. Going the distance. I feel as though even if someone is tired or fatigued or scared or anxious or frustrated and flustered over the prospect of continuing on with a decision, they're going to do it. Now, that can go really, really good, or that can go really, really bad. You know, your reading is very 50-50. I think Virgo had a very 50-50 reading also. And that's quite regular, well, not regular, but that's quite possible in a general. You know, some of you guys, you're going to triumph, you're going to push through, you're going to persevere, and you know, the seed that you've put in the ground that you want to grow into a beautiful plant will do just that. It will grow into a beautiful plant. Others of you, you're going to put that seed in the ground, you're going to walk away, forget all about it, and it's not going to sprout one little bud, not one little leaf. Because to make a seed grow, to get a plant to grow, to get fruit to come up out of the ground, you have to take proper care of it. I'm not a horticulturist. I'm not anybody who has a green thumb at all. I've got the one plant over there, and I think I should probably replant it at this point, but I haven't done it just yet. It's not dying though, you know, so anyway. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I know the basics. Put it in the soil, give it water, give it sunlight. Some people say sing to it, or as you might be able to hear, there is music playing right next to the plant. So when I do these readings, I'm giving my plant culture, okay? So I'm doing what I can do to make it happen. Some of you aren't doing anything, or won't end up doing anything to make that plant grow. And again, I'm saying you. Gemini, it can be reversed. I'm not here to attack you. It's just easier to say the sign that you're talking to. Please don't get your panties in a twist over this, all right? Now, is there anything else with that 9 of Wands? You know, okay. So again, And old habits die hard. I'm not sitting here trying to say, well, you agreed, or this is the chance or the opportunity that you wanted, so suck it up, buttercup. I'm not that cruel. I'm really not. But it could be that some of you get into this agreement, or you get this second chance, you get the windfall of money, and to not spend that money, to not let it burn a hole in your pocket, it is killing you. You're sitting on 5 grand, 10 grand. I know when I was in college, if the money, after you pay your tuition and you pay for your room and board and all that kind of stuff and your books, and I was an English student, so my books were cheap, okay? So after that, I would be sitting on like 2-3 grand for the entire semester. Now, of course, I'm supposed to go grocery shopping with that, pay for little incidentals, but I was also cutting up with that money. I was young, I was dumb. It happened. So you might be in a very similar situation where you might have this money that is supposed to be allocated and provisional for a particular cost in your life, just in case fun, right? And I said that at the top. Some of you are getting your refund back. There's a lot of literature out there, a lot of things out there that tell you it would be wisest to invest at least part of your refund for your retirement. For most people who are in the working or middle class, whatever's left of the middle class, right? You should be investing that money because you're going to need it. How many of us actually do that? I do. Now, I didn't always, but I do, okay? So it's that principle of, or not that principle, it's this idea of you wanted this thing, you get this thing, but then that thing becomes, like I said before, a burden. It's more work than you might have been prepared or might be prepared now to actually follow through with. Buyer's remorse. Thank you. We get there. There's always a simple word or concept that comes after I've explained it. Gemini. Your overall energy is the Emperor. Talk about some powerful players. You've got the Hierophant and the Emperor in one reading. That's interesting. So, but in general, this could be like a father figure to some of you, or your boss. I keep getting this idea of somebody is employed by a company or a particular person that has a lot of high standards, and if you muck it up, if you screw it up, you're going to end up paying the price. Don't screw it up. That's the best advice I can give you. If you're making choices every day, just maybe manifest it. Just say aloud, I choose not to screw it up today. And something that might help you. Anyway, so this Emperor could be a father figure or a boss, or just somebody in leadership, or somebody who has a particular amount of power or a particular position of power, I should say. It could be you. Oh, this is Major Arcana for Aries, by the way. You could be dealing with an Aries, blah, 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 blah. But you don't have to be. It's a general. But this could be you, Gemini. You could have been the Hierophant this entire time, by the way. In case you didn't pick up on that. So this could be you. You could be the head of the corporation. You could be the head of finance. You could be the head or the VP of marketing, or whatever it is, right? You could be someone who has this type of influence and clout within a corporation or within a structure, right? And the Emperor calls the shots. So there's either two people or two there could be two people that have these expectations, that have these requirements, and they are not to be crossed. They're not to be made to feel foolish or that they made the wrong decision. And that's the other thing. Oh, okay, there. I don't know. There might be like a particularly young Gemini that is watching me, and you don't have to be, but that's how they're showing this to me in my mind. Is this could be like a father or a mother or some responsible or financially buoyant. Financially buoyant, yes. This could be a kind of well-off relative who says, listen, I want you to go back to school. I'm going to give you the money, but do not make me regret giving you this chance, giving you this opportunity. I'm putting out, 80 grand for your tuition for this 1 year, your last year of college. Or I'm putting it for your med school, or I'm putting it towards this, I'm putting it towards that because I want to see you succeed. However, if you do not succeed, or if you do not fully complete the program or complete the program successfully, this person will be very, very upset. Now, That might sound like an ultimatum, or it might sound a little threatening or overbearing, which again, that energy is here. 5 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. There is this potential for someone to feel very anxious about the prospect of failing. However, the Emperor and the Hierophant to a certain degree, but more so the Emperor, does these things because they care. Even if it is hand-holding, or even if it is as simple as, writing a check, tearing it out of the checkbook and handing it over. Like, that wasn't breaking a sweat at all. But the gesture, thank you, the gesture of the act of loaning out the money, of giving you the second chance, whatever it is, the gesture is how this person or these people show that they care. Even if it's kind of like detached or not from an overly emotionally expressive place. Your reading is quick and easy. I like that as the reader. But did you like it as a viewer? I don't know. If you did like this video or this reading, Gemini, go ahead and hit the like button. It's right down below. You can also share the video, let other people know you like my stuff. Leave a comment, let me know how this resonated. Are you going back to school? Where are you going? What are you studying? Have a good time. Don't drink too much. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'll be back very soon doing the March readings, mid-March readings, and I also will be bringing back the no communications readings that I did sometime last year, that I've been saying for months that I would bring back, but I just really haven't had the time and or the energy to do it. But I think I'm in a good groove right now in my schedule that I could slip them in there. So I hope to bring those back very soon as well. Hopefully I will see you guys there. Make sure that you subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much, Gemini, for watching. Take care.